Hi students, welcome back to MPMC lab. In this video, I am going to explain the assembly language programs for 8-bit arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction. So the first statement in ALP, that is assembly language program, is started with the assume assembly directive to give the names for code segment. The names I am using code, and for data segment I am using data. So these are the names we are assuming for code and data segments. So now we need to give numbers. We need to define numbers. So that means I am starting with the data segment. So this is the syntax, data space segment. So here onwards, whatever the lines we are writing, that those are related to data segment. So I am considering number 1 and I am defining it as a byte. And let us consider the value of this as 43h. Right, here n1 is the variable, the 1 indicates like number 1, and let us consider number 2, which is also a byte, defined byte. The number I am considering 67h, and one more variable I am considering for number 3, which is the result of this n1 plus n2, and which is also byte. And we don't know the value, we need to do this addition and we need to load that value at this n3. We need to add this n1 and n2 and we need to load the value at n3. So that is the reason here no initialization is required, but you can initialize any character here. I am initializing with question mark. This is for our understanding, right? n1 is defined, n2 is defined, and n3 is just declared, but it is not initialized, right? So now this is related to data segments. Now the time to end this data segment. For segment, the end statement must be end s, data end s. So now we need to start the code segment. So let me write here. You need to write after this data segment only, but I am writing here the code segment. So in code segment, let us use one label to indicate the start of the program. So here you need to use two instructions. Those are move ax comma data and move ds comma ax. So why we are using these two lines? In most of the programs, almost in all the programs, these two lines are required. Why we need to write these two lines? See, in this program we need to add two numbers which are available in this data segment with variables n1 and n2, and you need to add them and you need to store the result at n3. So that means you require this data segment, right? You require this data segment to access this data, and whenever you are writing the logic to do this addition in the code segment, to access this data segment you need to load this ds. You need to load this ds with the segment address, the segment starting address, right? For that these two lines are required. Move ax comma data. So whatever the assumed name for data segment, that is data, and that will give the starting address of the assumed segment, assumed logical segment, and that will be loaded to ax, and that memory will be loaded to ds. So why we are not using move ds comma data? Because the move operation does not work for the memory to memory. That means if I write move ds comma data, so this is invalid, because here what we are trying the moving operation from memory to memory. So this memory to memory is not valid, and you cannot load the segment registers directly. You cannot load these data segment registers directly. So that is the reason we are using ax to take the data, to take the address of the DS, right? So now you can use this data segment. So now let us consider, let us load the variable 1, that is number 1, to AL. Why I am using AL? Because it is a 8-bit number. So that means you need only byte register. So I am using AL N1. So N1 will be loaded to AL. Move BL comma N2. So that means N2 will be loaded to BL. So now you can use direct instruction, that is add AL comma BL. So contents of AL BL will be added and the result will be stored back to AL. So then now the result will be available at AL, right? So what is happening here? AL is loaded with AL plus BL and AL is loaded with N1. BL is loaded with N2, right? So now the result is available at AL and that result we must be loaded to N3. For that, move N3 AL, right? So the N3 location will be loaded with the content of AL. So now, by this you will be getting the resultant at this question mark. That means the question mark will be replaced with the result value, and we don't know the location value, exact location value of N3. We are just calling that location with the name N3, but if you want to know the exact location, what is the address of that N3, you can use the instruction LVA, load effective address of N3 into the SI, source index. So after this instruction, the SI content is nothing but the N3 location. After that, we are using the debug interrupt to monitor the results, the register content and everything. To debug this program, I am using int3h, the one-step interrupt, one-step execution interrupt, sorry, the breakpoint interrupt for debug. And after this, you need to end the code segment, again code end s, then you need to end the program which is started with label start and start, right? So by this you are done with this addition program. So let us see the manual compilation. N1 is 43, that is loaded to AL, and N2 is 67. These are hexadecimal only, and this is loaded to BL. Now after this, with the help of add instruction, we added these two. 7 plus 3, that is 10, but 10 in hexadecimal is denoted with A, and 6 plus 4 is also 10, and 10 is denoted with A in hexadecimal, and this result will be stored back to AL. So AL will become AAH, and along with this few of the flags will also be affected. And what are those? The carry flag is 0 because there is no carry at this MSB bit, so carry flag is 0. And AAH, when I write AAH in binary form, 10101010, so that means you have 4 ones, even number of ones you have, so the parity flag will be 1, right? So these two flags will be affected with the help of this add instruction, right? So the next program is subtraction. Next program is subtraction of 8-bit numbers. So let us start the program. Assume CS code, then DS data. So these are the names for code segment and data segment respectively. So let us start the data segment. Data segment where you can define the input numbers. Number 1, define byte. Let us consider 67H. Next, number 2, 43H, and resultant entry let us store with the question mark symbol. After the result, after the subtraction, we can store the result, or we can replace this question mark with the result. Now data ends. So I am writing the next part here. Whatever here we need to write, I am going to write here. So I am starting the code segment. Let us use a label to indicate the start of the program or code, and as I said, we require 2 lines to initialize the or to load the data segment to data segment address to data segment register with the help of these 2 lines. Next, you need to load the first number into AL, next second number into BL. N1 is AL is loaded with N1, BL is loaded with N2. Now you can use the subtraction instruction, that is SUB sub AL comma BL, and what will happen? This BL will be subtracted from AL and the resultant will be stored back to AL. Then you need to replace this question mark with the result, move N3 comma AL. So by this instruction, the N3 content will become the AL content, whatever the updated result. Now we don't know the N3 exact location, the constant, the number we don't know, the memory location we don't know. To get that location, you can use load effective address and you can store it to source index N3. So we are loading the effective address of N3 into the SI. By this you can know what is the exact location number of this N3. Then I am using the debug breakpoint to verify the result and register content. Now it is time to end the code segment. Then you can end the program which is started with the label start. Here you can use any label, but if you are using the start label, it is appropriate for this to indicate the start of the program. You can use any other label also. Here you need to write end start. So this is the program for subtraction. So let us see the compilation, the manual compilation. So as I said, AL is loaded with N1, that is 67, and BL is loaded with N2, that is 43, all are hexadecimal, and you need to do the subtraction. 7 minus 3 is 4 and 6 minus 4 is 2, 24H, and this 24H will be loaded to AL and without borrow, right? Because AL is greater than BL, so you don't require any borrow. That is the reason carry flag is 0, and 24H is nothing but 0 0 1 0 and 0 1 0 0. So you have even number of ones. To indicate this even number of ones, the parity flag will become 1 for 8086. Thank you.